I don't have any money to invest. I really want to grow my portfolio. I really want to invest, but I just don't have any money. Have you ever said that to yourself? If that's what you've said to yourself, you're going to want to watch this video in its full, because I'm going to share with you ways that you can find several $100s a month currently, right now, in your current budget, that money that's just leaking, money that's just going places that you don't really even probably know. And I'm going to help you find $300, maybe $500 every single month. So stay tuned, watch the end of this video, and I'll show you my 3-step process to helping you find more money every single month that you're currently just leaking out of your bank account. My name is Cluff. I'm a former financial advisor turned educator and coach, and I absolutely love helping people manage, protect, and grow their money. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my process that I started out when I first began as a financial advisor. One of the things that happened to me when I first started out as a financial advisor is that as I would call upon people, they would tell me the very same thing that I shared at the beginning of the video. I don't have any money. I want to invest. I want to save for my financial future. I want to get out of debt faster. I want to have a savings account. I want to have an emergency fund. I want all these things, but I just don't have the money to do it. I don't know how to do it. So what I found is a process that can help people find money immediately, and then over the course of a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, find even more money. So what I want to share with you is, first of all, I have an ebook that goes through this whole process. If you go to pariscluff.com/free book, you're going to be able to find it. Again, pariscluff.com/free book. You're going to be able to download that book. There is an upgrade that you can do with a video course and workbooks and other things that are a little bit more robust. I highly recommend that you do that. It's worth it, and it's definitely a very minimal cost. But for those of you who aren't going to do that and or are too lazy to do that, let me just share with you really quickly my process, that how I help people. The first thing that I do is I share with them that the first question I ask is, what did you pay or what did you get back in your tax return this last year? If you got more than $2,000 or $3,000 back in your tax return, there's $200 right there, $150, $200 a month right there. What does that mean? Well, what that means is you've overpaid the IRS. When you get a tax return, you've overpaid the IRS money that you didn't need to pay, and they're just giving you your money back. So instead of paying too much to the IRS, why don't you just take the money and use it throughout the year to get out of debt, to build your savings, to do all the things that you need to do. Now, I know some people what they'll do is they'll say, you know what, I'm going to take this money every year as a chunk, and that's kind of how I fake myself out with a savings account. That's not very smart, because you don't give any interest. Let's say you start paying the IRS too much money in January, February, March, April, May, all these months, all the way through to December, you're not earning any interest on that extra money. If you had the money, you could be paying down interest on debt, which is a huge savings to you. 2, you could be earning interest in a savings account, or even buying stocks or mutual funds or ETFs and earning interest on that money. So it's an interest-free loan that you're giving to the IRS. Stop doing that. Go to irs.gov. I think it's irs.gov/form W4. I'll put a link here. And make sure that you take time to fill out the form properly. Go through it properly. Ask your CPA, whatever you need to do. But the instructions really aren't that hard. In fact, if you download my free ebook, I go through exactly how to do that in the videos if you upgrade. And I just read the instructions. It's not like I'm some kind of guru on taxes or W-4s. So just read through that form and you'll be able to figure it out. So that's going to give you maybe $300, $400, $500 a month right there. I had a lady that I just talked to who said that she had gotten $6,000 back for her tax return. That's like $500 a month she could have been using throughout the year to earn interest, to pay off her debts, to build her wealth, and do other things or anything else. So please take time to fill out your Form W-4. Even if you have to pay the IRS a little bit, make sure that you have that money in savings. Make sure that you're wise with the money. Even if you have to pay a little bit, it's better to earn interest and pay a little bit than it is to get a chunk back, a huge chunk back, and not have earned anything. All right, the second thing that I want to share with you is the 90-day look back. This is critical. You have to know what your money has been doing. The fastest way to build wealth over time and to turn your income into wealth is to make sure that you know what your cash flow is, what money's coming in, and what money's going out. You have to track your expenses. Now, where has your money been going? Do you know? Do you know how much money you've spent on going out to restaurants, on fast food, on lunch breaks? Do you know how much money you've spent on gasoline this last couple of months? Do you know how much money you've spent in every category of spending that you have? If you do, fantastic, good for you. If you don't, make sure that you do that. Actually, go back through your statements, go through your credit card statements, your bank statements, and look at all the different things that you've spent money on. There's two different types of categories of spending. One is your fixed expenses. Two is your variable expenses. Fixed expenses don't go away. They stay the same. It's your mortgage, it's your car payment, it's the things that you pay every single month, the same exact dollar amount, no matter what. The variable expenses, that's discretionary income. Those can change from month to month. So it's important that you take time to go through each one of those. The first things that you're going to be able to change, the first things that you're going to be able to start and work with is your variable expenses. You can't change your mortgage payment. Sorry. I mean, that's unless you move, but I don't recommend that right away off the top of my coaching for you to do. So the first thing that you want to do is look at those variable expenses. How much did you spend at the grocery store? How much time did you spend at restaurants? How much time did you eat at fast food? How many times did you go and do other things? Those are the things that you want to look at. How many subscriptions do you have that you're not actually using? How many is there anything on your account that's happening to your account? I had one lady that I talked to, and she actually went through her credit card statement and found that there was fraud. Somebody had been using her credit card that she didn't even know. And hundreds of dollars was going out, and she was able to stop that and get that corrected and get a new account. So there's things that are happening to your money probably that you don't even know about. And so stop. I mean, if you're having a hard enough time paying for your own expenses, for sure you're not going to want to pay for the fraud for somebody else buying stuff on your dime. So go back through the last 90 days. And why 90 days is because you want to get an average. So look at back, 1, 2, 3 months and look at each month. Okay, I spent this much on housing. I spent this much on transportation. I spent this much on entertainment, on this much on subscriptions. I spent this much on, my gasoline. I spent this much on my going out to restaurants, on fast food. I spent this much on vitamins and minerals and other things that you're doing. And then each month you'll have a total. And then you take the total for each month and then you average it out over that 90-day period. Now this is critical because it's going to set your habits. It's going to set for you your spending habits. Once you know your spending habits, you can start to change them. Awareness brings change. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know where your money's going, you can't change what's happening. That reminds me of an old saying, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So make sure that you know where your money's going so that you can change where it's going if you don't want it to be going there anymore. Now there's things that are valuable to you. There's things that bring value and meaning to your life. Keep spending money in those areas. If there are things that are in your spending list that just aren't bringing you any value anymore, stop spending in those categories. Or lower those categories down to a minimum so that you can free up the cash flow to put towards savings, investing, towards the things that do bring you value. Maybe you love going out to dinner with friends on the weekends. Spend money there, do it, enjoy that. But you're gonna have to look at where other areas of your life where you're not getting that same value and reduce the spending there so that you can put this money over into the areas that are bringing you value and bringing more meaning to your life. The real key to wealth is doing things that bring meaning to your life. Now, the last step of this whole process, once you know your averages, is to look at the next 30 days, track every dollar for just a couple of weeks. I know it's going to be burdensome, but you're going to need to do this for a couple of weeks. If you track every dollar, you'll know where it's going and you can stop your spending before it gets out of control. So if you look at an area and your average is $300 and you're like, man, that's way more than I want to spend in that area of finance, of my spending. So over the 30 days, work on ways to lower that to 250 or to 200, and then bring your averages down over time. As you bring those averages and spending down over time, that frees up more cash flow to be able to do the things that you need to do. Now, I'm telling you, this works. I've had people find $500, $600, $700, $800 a month because they were able to really discipline their spending and get clear on where their money was going. They spent money in the areas that brought them value, not on areas that they were just spending because they thought they had to spend there. First of all, you go change your Form W-4. Second, go look at your 90 days of spending. Look back, track, categorize everything, and then find your average. And then 3, over the next 30 days, make sure that you are working hard to reduce spending in the areas that you don't want to spend anymore and increase spending or increase your cash flow into areas like savings, budgeting, building wealth, things that are going to bring you value over time. If you missed the last video that I produced right here, where I talk about how to calculate your financial independence number, you're going to want to watch that video. Until the next time, make sure that you take time every day to turn your income into wealth and build a massive bank account. Take care.